So today I thought I'd discuss something that I think is getting bigger by the day. TV shows are starting to show it more. Movies are starting to be made based on this for some weird reason. If you saw the thumbnail, then you know it's about feminism, okay? Before we do begin, though, if what I want to say is if you do enjoy the video, then make sure that you click the subscribe button. If you like the opinions within this video, they're my opinions, so I know that they're not for everybody, but if you do like them, then why not click the thumbs up button? If you don't like them, the thumbs down is always there for you, so that's not a problem. And you know what? If you do like the video, if you subscribe, even if you don't, then you're awesome. Just remember that, okay? And let's get into the entertainment side of things in this video. I have been slowly noticing lately, and when I say I mean lately, I mean over the last 4 years, okay? That TV shows and movies have been going on what people probably call the SJW or the feminist route for their films. Directors, scriptwriters, and everybody in between have been trying to basically make productions that focus on these aspects and really try to promote women as the strong archetype that, you know, I'm sure that they can be. There's not a problem at all with that. Let's make this very clear, okay? I think that women can absolutely be strong, and there are definitely some strong female characters in all of cinema, okay? But the problem that I have here is when we go on this let's try and do it. And here's two movies from, I think, last year that were just complete bombs, and they really tried to go on this tangent for only because this is the tangent. That's the only reason. I don't see any other reason as to why they did this. And that's Terminator 6, Dark Fate, and Charlie's Angels, okay? Now, Terminator 6, admittedly, that wasn't run on the pure platform, okay, of feminism, or I guess SJW nature. Let's go with that right now, okay? People just saw that there was a new female lead, a female Terminator as well, a human hybrid thing. I don't even know what exactly she was, like a mix between them. That's fine. But everybody saw the undertone of feminism in that film, and I don't think that really helped it a lot. Don't get me wrong, look, Terminators have got undertones of the strong females, okay, but they don't push this SJW style of feminism that I think is what was being pushed in that movie. The problem Charlie's Angels had was that Elizabeth Banks literally thought that it would be the smartest thing ever to say my movie has lots of feminism or feminist ideas, and I think that what she exactly said was sneaky feminist ideas, okay? That was enough for a lot of the internet, or maybe just a subculture, depending on whatever you want to call it, to basically call these movies out and basically say that these movies, or at least Charlie's Angels, was going to bomb because you're running it on a platform that it doesn't need to be run on, because you've basically said that you don't want some of your audience to watch it. It's not for that audience, and that's just not right, okay? A lot of content creators were blasting these ideas, while the mainstream media, the articles they were writing, couldn't help but praise these ideas, and that's where we get this sort of conjunction of what the heck, these people like it, these people don't, and then we're thinking that the mainstream media have been paid to write this stuff, and I'm not going to say that that's a denial. It's possible. You know, I don't really know. But then you've got to remember that TV shows, okay, the fun, shorter movies that are sometimes just as much fun as their big brother or sister, depending on how you look at it, counterparts in the cinematic industry, we've got to look at those guys. Now, I guess I'm going to focus a bit on the DC aspect for the next little while, or most of this video, because Supergirl, Batwoman, and even Legends of Tomorrow have pretty high counts of feminism and SJW ideas that have been thrown in there. Now, look, I know people hated the Batwoman trailer because basically the character took off all the credit from Batman and his hard work, and then he was making people afraid of the bat and the bat symbol, and then she basically says in the very first trailer that was cut so horribly that she wouldn't let a man take credit for her work, when the aspect was hilarious because a lot of people out there noticed that she was taking credit for his work, and that's how that worked. I don't even... Anyways, Supergirl had, and regularly has, okay, a lot of other feminist female first ideas is what I'm going to call it, thrown in there as well. And here's the thing though, right? I know people are probably waiting for me to blast these movies and shows and say, ooh, feminism bad. But I'm not going to do that specifically, okay? Don't get me wrong, I don't call myself a feminist. I'm not a feminist at all. I'm definitely not a simp, so you can just stay away from that terminology for me. But look, I just think that these undertones can be in all facets of media, okay? And I definitely think that they've been in existence in all forms of media, but we just haven't identified them before because they weren't really the main point of what we were watching. Now, why do I call these undertones? because that's what I think that they should be. And I think we've lost not even the media, okay? I think Hollywood and anyone who's producing these TV shows and stuff, they've all lost this idea that this is what it should be. It should be an undertone, it should fly under the radar, and you should be able to possibly miss this if you're not looking for it. That's all I'm saying, right? Themes that basically don't just have to be the main focus of the show, because the main focus or attraction of the show should be the characters themselves. That's, I think, the most important thing. They're the ones that you're tuning in to see every week. They're the ones you want to see victorious. They're the ones you want to identify with. Now, I don't care if they're female. I don't care if they're male. I don't even care if they're transgender. That's up to the writers. Who cares? As long as I can relate to them. And that is the main point, right? And look, I know a man who says that, oh, how bad is that? They can't be female. Oh, I don't care. I don't care what the character is. That's just ridiculous, okay? It's wrong. It's not bad. If the character is made female and only for females, that's a bad writer's choice, okay? And that's what I like about TV, by the way. I don't have to be the same gender or have the same sexual preference to find a character intriguing, to identify with that character, to want to see how that character progresses. Nor do I need, by the way, to be anything like a character to find that I identify with him or her in any way, shape, or form. I started watching Supergirl when it came out, basically from the get-go. I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and to be honest, I was quite surprised with how well I thought it was done. And yes, it has a lot of these themes, but they didn't feel, and I'm going to stress that word because that's my emotional state or acceptance of what it felt like. You could probably have a different feeling, and that's not a problem, okay? But they didn't feel like they were trying to basically shove a girl with superpowers in your face just to shove a girl with superpowers in your face. They felt more like a girl who's trying to be normal while at the same time helping out wherever she can, trying to do what she can for the betterment of mankind. Now, I'm not saying the show is innocent, okay? Nor does it have zero issues. It definitely has some issues here and there. What I'm saying is that the character of Supergirl was relatable to everybody, okay? She's a person who's more than she appears to be, just trying to live life normally like everybody else. If you cannot relate to that, then I'm very, like, you don't obviously think that there is more to you, and I think that you're cutting yourself short there, okay? She's trying to do a good job, get to the bottom of the story, and this is what made her character so intriguing and what made her relatable, okay? Over the years, we had many different things enter the show, many different characters, right down to a quip from Lois to Clark, okay, about the wage gap. Why? Why was this needed? Was it needed? Couldn't Supergirl be a world, okay? With this show, couldn't it be a world where the consistent rambling, and that's what I'm going to call it from now, because people consistently disprove this thing, and then someone else comes out to say that it's a thing. So can't we just have a show where the wage gap does not exist? Okay? There are other shows like this, I'm sure, and that have these talking points that don't need it, and I'm sure that there are other shows that just have no talk of the wage gap because it is not a necessary talking point to throw in, even if it's just for 2 seconds, okay? That's the thing. I'm not annoyed that they put it in there. I'm annoyed that we need shows that they've got to say everything like this, where you could just have a show where that doesn't exist, okay? Fight it, subvertly, and not overtly, and just put it in there so people can see that, oh, we mentioned that, that's what we're saying. Look, here's the thing, the final thing that I want to say, by the way. I think that the reason that Supergirl did so well for me in the beginning was because these ideals weren't crammed down my throat, okay? It was there, sure. Oh, yeah, I understand that. But they weren't a focus of the show. And that's why I think ideas like feminism or anything from the SJW culture, they can work in film. They definitely can. You can put them in there. Just don't make them the main focus. Make it something that's in the background that you can look for if you want to see it, but that doesn't interfere with the story. Make it something that you probably wouldn't pick up on a first watch through, and then you watch it again and you're like, oh, I see what they were actually saying there. That's pretty interesting. That is the mark of something great, okay? Anyway, look, that is all from me. If you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing to the channel. If you really, really enjoyed it, then why not hit that like button? Let me know why what you think of this whole scenario, and if these ideas can be in film, or maybe you think that they just shouldn't be in film at all, and you just want to have movies that don't talk about these type of things, or TV shows that just don't show this kind of stuff. And if you don't like the video or the opinions in the video, that's not a problem at all. If you want to hit the thumbs down, I have no worry. But if you could leave a comment, obviously, telling me why you didn't like the video, that would help me out a lot. Where I could improve would be great as well. But that is all from me. And as usual, when you do step away from YouTube today, make sure that you spread some love and some peace. And please, honestly, whatever you do, make sure that you try to make someone laugh, because during the panda time especially, this is already a sad time. And all the cheer that you have, everything that you can do that's good to create happiness in the world is what we need right now. And honestly, that would just be incredibly helpful. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.